The city of Brownsville's transformation isn't just a strategy, it's our heartbeat. In 2024, we proved that when we move as one city, there are no limits to what we can achieve. This year, we didn't just set records. We rewrote the entire playbook for what's possible in a border city dedicated to innovation, economic mobility, and community-driven growth. Economic mobility was at the forefront of Brownsville, ensuring that each generation does better than the one before. Brownsville has seen an increase of 6.7% in intergenerational mobility. That's the highest household income growth for low-income families in the nation. Our job market is booming with a 5.4% increase in employment and an 18.8% wage increase in the private sector. We are creating jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, tourism, and aerospace, ensuring a strong, diverse economy. SpaceX has become a transformative force in Brownsville. With its $3.2 billion investment at Starbase since 2014, the company has created more than 3,400 direct jobs and an additional 21,000 indirect jobs. The tourism impact alone is expected to surpass $99 million in 2025. As part of a $24 billion investment at the Port of Brownsville, next decade's Rio Grande Liquefied Natural Gas, Texas Liquefied Natural Gas, and Bechtel Corporation are presently responsible for creating more than 2,000 new jobs to date, and they will continue to accelerate employment growth with an approximate 6,000 more new jobs in the future. In a historic achievement for Brownsville, the S&P Global Ratings upgraded our city's long-term credit rating from a AA rating to a AA plus with a stable outlook, which highlights the municipality's robust financial health and strong economic performance. We were also able to reduce the property tax rate for residents for the fourth consecutive year. The property tax rate has been set at 0.607, a reduction of 8 cents from the previous year. This continued tax reduction, paired with a balanced budget of $133.2 million, demonstrates our commitment to long-term fiscal stability and the well-being of our residents and businesses. These milestones are a collective testament to the resilience, hard work, and vision of our community.
Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you are watching this live feed. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Frankie Olivo. This show, this platform focuses on things that are happening within the city of Brownsville and its surrounding areas. Our focus is to keep the community abreast with everything that is going on in our local area. If this is something that you could see yourself supporting and being a part of, we welcome you, and we ask that you like this live feed and also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We stream this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. On different social media platforms. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. How a loved one always reminds me. It's my baby Friday. I have great news. I am proud to announce that I will be changing the show moving forward. What I want to do is I want to create a platform, a show that is inviting, that is always keeping it fresh. I'm going to try my very best to not be monotone. What happens after a while is that people start tuning you out. I want to avoid that. I try to present a different stories, headlines that are informative, that bring awareness, that ask questions in regards to whatever topic matter we are addressing. I try to include videos, shows, pictures, and I try to show and demonstrate the reasons why whatever subject we're talking about is important. So I'm proud to announce that I'm going to be changing the dynamics of the show. I will be focusing on bringing different people from all aspects of different professions, from all walks of life. I want to be I want this to be a place to where people come and tune in. I find great pride when I hear that individuals are tuning in. Yesterday, I met with my colleagues in Harlingen, and one of them said, "Hey, how's your podcast going?" Even though sometimes I don't have a chance to catch you live, before I go to sleep, I always try and tune in because I want to keep up to date with everything that is going on in the city of Brownsville. So that is my goal. I want this to be a space to where you can come and ask questions. You can criticize me. You can criticize our elected officials. Um, that is my goal. My former predecessor left a great responsibility, not only to me, but to all of us. So I'm trying my best to make this a place to where is inviting. I encourage individuals to come on here. And no matter if we have differences of opinion, we can always find a common ground, which is to promote Brownsville, to promote those running for office that we feel would be the right representatives for our area. So I have reached out to people. People have asked me to come on. I've been hesitant at first because I want to establish myself as much as I can. But at the same time, I have a great responsibility in keeping it fresh. I do not want to be like, is it Snoopy's or the Charlie Brown's teacher, where all they hear is wonk, 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 wonk. After a while, possibly, people tune me out. And that's human nature, right? I do not want to be like that. Again, I always try to keep this show fresh. I always try to talk about issues that are relevant and that are important. We'll continue to bring on elected officials, community leaders, anyone that would like to be part of this program. So I'm proud to announce that I have been reaching out to certain colleagues and friends, individuals from all walks of life. I want this to be a space into where everybody tunes in, because at the end of the day, we promote Brownsville, and our main focus is to make Brownsville the place, the city on the hill. So thank you so much for each and every one of you for tuning in every day, Monday through Friday. Good morning, Tiger. Love you. Have a good life. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Send hugs and kisses to the babies. Thank you so much. Rodriguez, I do not see stars, my man. Those are not the stars that I want to see. Good morning. Hope you have a good Thursday. Miss Ariano, good morning, beautiful people of the city, of the great city of Brownsville. Thank you so much, Miss Ariano, for tuning in. Even though we have differences of opinion, I'm glad that we're able to express our beliefs, and maybe find a common ground, which is to promote Brownsville as much as possible. Today, chat. Today we'll be focusing on Brownsville and how the future looks very bright. Today we'll be talking about how Brownsville is the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley. We just had elections this past weekend. Currently, right now, there are two races, District 4 and the at-large position, that are currently in a runoff. And our local representatives are, or should be, those individuals that promote Brownsville, that make sure that they tell the world that Brownsville is the place to start your business. I am proud to say that Brownsville, the future does look promising. While we may question whether certain gorillas, such as the likes of SpaceX and LNG, how the impact within our community it will have in regards to our environment. it seems as if our local area has invited those industries, LNG, SpaceX, to make Brownsville, Cameron County, their their home. So it's very important. It's very important for us to focus on promoting Brownsville. Again, we currently are in a runoff that is set for June. Who is going to be selected to represent the citizens in District 4? Who is going to be selected to be the representative for the at-large race? Those individuals have a great responsibility in promoting Brownsville, marketing Brownsville to the world. So that is what we will be focusing on today. Brownsville. Brownsville is the economic driver of the Rio Grande Valley. Together we can achieve more and make our community, and more importantly, the city of Brownsville, a better place. Seeing that commotion promoting Brownsville, I see faces of the corrupted politicians and city manager. They should be sitting in jail for their quid pro quo agreements made behind closed doors. Again, we have a great responsibility to go out to the polls and vote. It is very disheartening. We've been talking about this, and we hope we don't fall on deaf ears, because election cycle, past election cycle, it seems as if we do have voter apathy. We do have individuals that simply, for whatever reason, and they have their reasons, they say, it doesn't matter. My vote does not matter. So again, Ashley, it is important for us to study these candidates, learn about their platform. Are you really the best option for the city of Brownsville? And that is something that we'll be talking about leading up closer to the runoff. Tomorrow, we are working on a story in regards to District 4. We'll talk about the key points and made valid arguments as to why Daisy Zamora will win the election. We will make valid arguments as to why Pedro Cardenas will win the election. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It should be a good, informative show in which we'll be promoting both platforms and make the argument for both candidates as to why we feel as if they will be victorious in the runoff in June. So thank you so much, Ashley, for tuning in. Again, it is very important for each and every one of us to get people out to the polls. It is imperative for us to bring those numbers up. Unfortunately, nobody comes during the midterm elections. Nobody comes to these city election races. But it's our responsibility to promote Brownsville and to promote individuals to go out and vote. Peaceful protests calling all veterans and military. We're proud to announce that in collaboration with American Opposition and the Unite for Veteran Coalition, movement will participate in a national-wide protest on June the 6th, honoring the anniversary of D-Day. The theme of the protest, defend the Constitution. For those considered traveling to Washington, D.C., will be a key location. Murphy's will be performing live in support of our veterans. Thank you so much for advising us. That will be very interesting. We encourage individuals to promote peacefully and make their voice heard. Good morning, Brownsville. Thank you for giving the community a platform to voice concerns. Together, we'll make the Valley a better place. Each vote, each voice matters. Sí se puede. And that's the attitude that each and every one of us has to have. We have to make sure that we elect individuals that are going to be great stewardess for the city of Brownsville. We have to make sure that we get people out to the polls. We should start with our family, with our household. That's how we should start off. Good morning, Dr. Cisneros. Thank you so much for your time. Roy is corrupted and should be in jail. Okay. Again, anyone that has a concern in regards to any politician, any of their agendas, make sure you post your comment here. We'll focus on bringing to light those important matters that affect us constituents, us citizens, and also affect the great city of Brownsville. Not running for office. Again, we all have a responsibility. Some individuals choose to run for public office, others choose to get behind the mic and focus on bringing awareness to the outside world. Because now, Ashley, now all eyes are on Brownsville because of SpaceX. So now the world is watching what is going on in the daily lives of South Texas. People from Africa, Europe, South America know where Brownsville is because of SpaceX. So again, everybody has a responsibility, whether you are a politician running for office, whether you are a podcaster, a blogger, bringing awareness, whether you are a listener, whether you are a voter. We all have a great responsibility. Don't think that it's just, the politicos here. You carry the weight. No, it is all our responsibility to do our part. And us, more importantly, the most important thing that we can do is promote Brownsville. Make sure we go out to vote. Texas legislator was going to vote on a bill that would move all elections to November so as to address voter apathy because of many elections. And I wholeheartedly support that, Rafa, because I feel as if politicians have monopolized, controlled these elections. We've talked over and over again how the Port of Brownsville sees a couple hundred voters, 1,000, possibly 2 voters go out to the polls. They're usually hidden. Now, is this something that would benefit the candidates? Well, probably not. Again, we have the port, the city, sometimes TSC that aren't on the ballot during the general election, during presidential elections. And I've openly been against that and stated, why, if we live in a democratic society, why do we have these elections when nobody comes out to vote? There have been those candidates that have argued and stated, well, those individuals that are invested in the city, that are educated, those are the important ones. Those will come out to vote. But at the end of the day, we should give the whole community an opportunity, because again, the reality is nobody comes out to vote. Unfortunately, that is the reality of life. So I am supportive of this. I am in support of moving all the elections to November, because everybody came out to vote during the presidential race. Is this something to where many people feel that democracy has failed? According to Tucker, maybe democracy failed. Nick Land and Curtis Yarvin make great points. America needs a king, and Brownsville needs a lifelong mayor. A strong mayor can change laws on a whim. And you're absolutely right. The city, or possibly even the country, if we look at it on the larger scale, we could be revitalized. We could be energized by our leaders. When we talk about presidents, everybody is very fond of JFK. People remember how eloquent he spoke, and he was a great orator, and many people rallied behind him. One of his great speeches and a great quote that he left us with is, do not ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And people galvanize that and are motivated and are encouraged by that. Possibly, how were people during President Biden's administration? Were people saying, that's my president? Tucker? Not really. where people say, Kamala, that's my candidate. Well, some, but wholeheartedly, did they believe that she was the best candidate? Yes and no. But at the end of the day, you make a valid argument. Does America need a king? Not so not so fast. But I do agree with you that strong mayors and strong presidents can change laws. They can implement their ideologies of their administration. Look at President Trump. He was campaigning on, we need to stop open border policy. Look what it has done to the country. President Biden opened up the doors, and we saw millions and millions of individuals here illegally. What did that do? It caused the United States government to fund them. They gave them thousands of dollars. They spent millions of dollars in housing. What did President Trump do? He said, the first day I come into office, I am going to close the border. And did he? Did he need laws to change that? No, he didn't. So why didn't President Biden do that? Because the Democrats have an ideology of creating opportunities, not for Americans, but for those here illegally. So I agree with you. I agree with you. I understand. No one will become a king. Many people have argued and stated that President Trump, when he joked that he will be running in 2028, everybody was in an uproar. Oh my God, he's a king. He wants to take over. He wants to become a dictatorship. No, he's openly stated, I just want to do my 4 years, and then I'll let the next candidate lead the way. Texas has a lot of elections, which leads to voter burnout and them just voting for familiarity or not voting at all. Good morning. Irrelevant to the topic. Why do people drive so fast? I just saw a car hit a dog in Minnesota and sent him flying in the air. Ouch. I live off of Minnesota. Poor dog died instantly and was put on the yard. Please be more cautious. Spray and neutered your pets. We might be the biggest city in the valley, but we're still small. Small town politics. Well, that is something that I want to focus on today. Brownsville being the economic driver for our local area. Tucker said it best. A strong mayor can change laws on a whim. As we all know, here in the city of Brownsville, our mayor should be the city of Brownsville's biggest cheerleader. Our mayor is the one that should be promoting Brownsville to the world. We have seen how Mayor Cowan has traveled to Monterrey. We have seen for several decades how we have not seen an influx of cash come from Mexico, primarily Matamoros, how that has shifted towards the upper Rio Grande Valley, in particular McAllen. We see how individuals from Monterrey, Matamoros, possibly even Reynosa, are now investing their money in that city. So today we're going to be talking about how the mayor for the city of Brownsville has a great responsibility to promote Brownsville. Just recently, Mayor Cowan was interviewed by the Rio Grande Guardian, an international news service. And in this interview, Mayor Cowan, he did state that Brownsville, the southernmost tip of Texas, is the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley. He says that the reasons why Brownsville is this way is because of the opportunities that we have seen in recent years, and that the measure of success that we see across major United States cities that are thriving economically, Brownsville is on the crisp of this. We are about to explode. Mayor Cowan has stated that our growth is real and our impact on a national level is very telling. That we have milestones that we should be proud of, and we're just getting started. The city of Brownsville currently right now, and possibly our area, we are going through a lot of changes. We have spoken about how the likes of SpaceX is something that the city of Brownsville and Cameron County desperately needs. We've talked over and over again about how back in 2014, when SpaceX and the county reached into an agreement that Brownsville, Boca Chica Beach, was going to be the launching site to Mars, and that rockets will be sent from our backyard. Many people have argued about our environment. Are we giving way to the world's richest man for this? When we talk about Brownsville in the 90s, early 90s, we benefited from NAFTA. Who can forget how the United States, Mexico, and even Canada benefited tremendously during President Clinton's tenure in office? What have we seen since that? Not so much. The dynamics, the global dynamics have changed. E-commerce possibly has disrupted that, as e-commerce has disrupted just about everything. So the city of Brownsville and Cameron County needed some sort of transformation, because again, at the end of the day, if we do not adapt, if we do not evolve, we will stay behind. And that is like any profession. That is like in any environment. I like to use the analogy of technology. Remember during the 2000s, the Y2K era, when everybody wasn't sure about what's going to happen? Many people who didn't start using technology, who didn't focus on evolving with technology, what do we see? Well, we saw how they were left behind, so to speak. Businesses that didn't evolve and adapt to the changes of technology, well, they were affected by it. When we compare that to those businesses that did evolve and did transform towards technology, well, they saw improvements. They saw their business grow. Well, that is something that the city of Brownsville has demonstrated, for better or for worse. And look, I'm going to be very real with each and every one of you. I know that many people feel that as if our beaches are sacred, and they absolutely are. It is our most prized possession that we have in our backyard. But our politicians, they have a great responsibility in making sure that they promote Brownsville to the outside world, and they turn every rock, and they make sure that they look for monies outside, an opportunity for the world, our world, which is Brownsville. When we talk about opportunities, who can forget during my generation and possibly even before, there was no opportunity in the city of Brownsville. Everybody, as soon as they graduated high school, left up north, whether they went to work or to study at a 4-year college. Why? Because Brownsville, during my younger days, 20 years ago, it wasn't anything to do here. People worked up north, they studied up north, and they possibly, if it was beneficial to them, they came down. But right now, the city of Brownsville is going through a transformation. And this past year in 2024, we saw that happen right before our very eyes. I'm answering a message. What is your email? .com. Send it to me, please. Thank you so much. Now, According to Mayor Cowan, he is stating that the city of Brownsville is going through a lot of changes and that the year 2024 that we broke records. He states that the city of Brownsville reworked the entire playbook for what's possible living in a border city. When we talk about other border cities such as McAllen, possibly even up to Laredo, we see how the likes of Laredo is struggling, economically speaking. McAllen is very unique because they seem to have really done their due diligence. And McAllen, for whatever reason, maybe because they're a metropolitan city, but they've been able to revitalize and greatly impact their rich and cultural history. They promote all types of restaurants from all walks of life, from whether you like Mediterranean, Greek. Here in Brownsville, it seems as if we're starting to turn the page on that. Mayor Cowan stated how the city of Brownsville reworked the entire playbook for what's possible in a border city in regards to innovation, economic mobility, and community driven growth. In regards to economic mobility, Mayor Cowan stated that he has seen the numbers that Brownsville has seen an increase in 6.7% in intergenerational mobility. Whenever we talk about that, we see how possibly Brownsville is changing the page and could possibly be a hub for opportunity. Maybe now we are going into the golden age of what is SpaceX, what is LNG, what is the future of technology. And possibly the city of Brownsville is becoming the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley. And this increase of intergenerational mobility of 6.7% is promising, because that is the highest household income growth for low-income families in the whole nation. Heck, when we talk about our job market, it's booming. Last year, we saw a 5.4% increase in employment. Wages rose up to almost 19-20% in the private sector. Before, it seems as if there was no opportunity here in the city of Brownsville. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are creating jobs. We are creating opportunities for our area, for our youth, because at the end of the day, that is something that we all want, right? We want to provide a better quality of life for our future generations. At one time, Brownsville did not seem promising. Again, many students leave. Many people go up to Corpus, go up north for job opportunity. Are we starting to see that change here locally? When we talk about the gorilla in the room, how Elon Musk has changed the dynamics of the game. SpaceX has totally transformed Brownsville. SpaceX invested $3.2 billion since they came into an agreement with Cameron County back in 2014. The company has created more than 3,400 direct jobs. They created an additional 21,000 indirect jobs. Tourism has grown significantly. Mayor Cowan, during the State of the City, he stated how the city of Brownsville saw $100 million come from tourism. Can we see that happening? How SpaceX has greatly impacted tourism. Again, all eyes are on Brownsville. Everyone from the outside world knows where it is on the map. $100 million investment has been seen because of SpaceX. What is the future going to hold for the city of Brownsville now that SpaceX become its own entity. Will that affect Brownsville? Yes and no. But ultimately, what we see is that is very promising. It's very promising moving forward. When we talk about LNG, and again, I do not want to discredit and not talk about the important issues. I personally have driven and do frequently drive to the island. Highway 48, currently right now, is not a beautiful sight. Well, maybe now that everything has been constructed and has been, I guess, slowly developed. But at one time, it was scary. It was ugly to drive past Highway 48 because we saw a lot of construction and movement. And now LNG is there. I understand individuals that are at an uproar because this is affecting our environment. But the politicians here locally, they have a great responsibility with providing economic opportunity. And it seems as if that they have favored economic opportunity for future generations over environmental concerns. When we talk about LNG, LNG has invested $24 billion at the port of Brownsville. The next decade, Rio Grande liquefied natural gas. They're responsible for creating more than 2,000 jobs. And again, they're going to continue to accelerate this employment growth. They estimate that close to 6,000 more jobs are in line with the future. Is that promising for us here locally? When we talk about the port of Brownsville, Chairman Steve Guerra has openly stated that great things are happening here locally. He stated that in 2023, that the port's economic impact study for the state of Texas, it reached a record-breaking $12 billion, which saw an increase of close to 400% from 2019. And he stresses that this is a direct reflection of the city of Brownsville's growth capacity, how the port has strategic importance, and that with his leadership, he is committed to driving sustainable growth for future generations in mind. Again, the Port of Brownsville is the largest owning public port in the United States with over 400,000 acres that they're supporting and promoting economic growth. Is the city of Brownsville a promising area? None of these are unionized and have no guarantees. But again, this is the inception of it. We should be looking forward to what Brownsville has to offer to the outside world. Again, what I want to stress to each and every one of you is that Brownsville, Cameron County, is changing at a rapid pace. We could talk about gentrification, how that is affecting our elderly population. And who can forget those individuals? They live paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately. But when you weigh everything out, are you in support of our local politicians who have decided that they will focus on economic growth and economic opportunity in our area? When we talk about how our proposed medical district is going to look, is that promising for all of us? Because again, Brownsville is growing, is changing, and now it seems as if all the businesses want to be a part of this. Again, Brownsville is the main attraction. Who doesn't want to set up shop with Elon Musk or close to Elon Musk? Now, the city of Brownsville is proposing that the city will have a medical district where now DHR is competing with Valley Regional and Valley Baptist. Is that good? Again, we always promote competition. Currently, right now, DHR is slowly implementing different departments. As of right now, I believe they are limited into, I guess, the capacity in which they could bring in, but they have been very aggressive and have stated that the city of Brownsville will see DHR running at full capacity in the very near future, and how they plan to invest millions of dollars here within our city. When we talk about how other cities, they're jealous of Brownsville. Mercedes, I'm fortunate to know City Commissioner Powell, Jacob Powell, for the city of Mercedes, and McAllen, Mercedes. They've all were making a pitch for SpaceX. Who wouldn't want SpaceX in their backyard? But do you see the transformation that Brownsville is becoming? Is this promising for us moving forward? I do not want to dismiss the idea and the importance of the environment. I find myself in a pickle because while I promote economic growth and I want Brownsville to be thriving, I want it to be the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley, it is no question that there are individuals that are environmentalists. Heck, we have this past weekend how we saw that there was a protest against Elon Musk. Save Boca Chica Beach. They were individuals in Austin that delivered letters in the sum of 600 letters delivered to Senator Hinojosa and Representative Lopez. Remember, they signed or they introduced bills that essentially would give Elon Musk the opportunity to launch rockets during the week. We see how Cameron County, and we've been talking about this, how Cameron County is losing its grip on Elon Musk, on the world's richest man. How does a community feel in regards to this? My daughter has worked in DHR for 5 years because the local hospital salary doesn't come close. And this is something that that there are many opportunities. I remember during COVID how individuals went to go work in California. They went to Florida, that they were given $75, $100 an hour plus per diem plus hotel stay. Many individuals benefited handsomely, but at the same time, there was a lot of risk, of course. But is this a change, Rosas, to where an individual such as your daughter 5 years ago, maybe there wasn't that opportunity here locally? But what have we seen? Well, DHR is coming to Brownsville. They're already in Brownsville. They're slowly going to implement. More departments. Currently, right now, I believe they're only taking certain amount of patients. Again, they're not at full capacity, but the idea is that they are going to create a medical district that will compete with Valley Baptist and Valley Regional. If we can close our eyes and visualize this, ladies and gentlemen, do you see the city of Brownsville being the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley? Again, all eyes are on Brownsville. SpaceX has put us on the map. What has that led to? Everybody wants to make Brownsville their home. Everybody wants to have dibs at SpaceX. Possibly businesses, entrepreneurs are possibly moving here to start up whatever business they may have. The city of Brownsville, Cameron County, is going through drastic changes. It is no question that that the city of Brownsville is for sale to the outside world. Another milestone that we can talk about is how the city of Brownsville, we have received a AA rating in regards to the S&P global ratings, which in reality, this highlights the municipality's robust financial health and strong economic performance. Can you see where I'm getting at? That the city of Brownsville does have, there is a silver lining to this. The projections for Brownsville are promising. The port, according to Chairman Guerra, is strong, is healthy, is producing, is providing jobs. LNG is going to bring so much opportunity. It is stated that LNG is a large-scale project which aims to export their product to Europe and Asia, which that within itself is amazing. Again, now we're dealing with the big boys. Now the city of Brownsville is generating money, is providing jobs, is impacting the local economy for the good. What is your opinion, chat? Do you see Brownsville as the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley? Is it promising to where our future generations won't have to leave because now we will have instruction, we will have job opportunity? There will be thousands of jobs that will be competitive in pay and will force our youth to stay here, to spend their money here, to pay taxes here. You see where I'm getting at? Again, Mayor Cowan is stating that Brownsville, the city of Brownsville, is going through a lot of changes. Is that change for the good? Catch 22. If the dog is tied up, it's animal cruelty. Personally, I don't like how some neighborhoods don't allow fences in the front yards. Frankie, what impact will a nuclear war between Pakistan and India affect the globe? Again, that's their issue. I think President Trump has openly stated how, and he was talking about Hamas in regards to the terrorists. Let them fight. Let them fight. It's not our issue. Let them figure it out. Again, us being a superpower, the United States does have a responsibility in trying to mediate and avoid any type of friction, anything that could possibly lead to a global war. What do I think of India and Pakistan? Let them fight. Let them fight. If it is our responsibility to get involved, I think we will, if needed. Many complain about SpaceX presence here in our area, but imagine in what position our city would have been without them. Our city would have been dead. Ortega, that's a great point. Again, the city of Brownsville, what options do we have? Cameron County, what attractions do we have? Nothing. Look at the zoo. The zoo at one time was our most prized possession. Now, for whatever reason, we haven't maintained it. Just recently, they did announce that they're going to renovate it. They did buy on the low end. The city Brownsville ISD did sell Cummings for peanuts for what, $16 million when they possibly could have gone 20, 25. Again, this market is crazy. So for the city of Brownsville to pretty much steal it for peanuts is nothing. But you're absolutely right, Ortega. Besides SpaceX, what do we have? Nothing. We don't have nothing besides SpaceX. Is that promising? Again, we have those people that are worried about our environment, but it seems as if our politicos here locally have chosen economic growth over over environmental concerns. It's not just job opportunity, it's also nightlife, attractions. If we don't have variety, how do you expect more revenue into our city? We will just continue being a work city. But again, individuals are opening up shop in the city of Brownsville. We need to do a better job in regards to opening up shop. Permitting. The city of Brownsville did just have a permitting forum, or I guess guidance in regards to how business owners, entrepreneurs, how they can expedite the process. But Brownsville is open for business. Our city commission is aware that Brownsville is looking very good economically. The future is promising. Elon Musk is not going anywhere. He's already invested billions of dollars in our local area. It's only a matter of time before Brownsville hits the mother lode. And I think we did it with SpaceX. So how is LNG going to sell when all of Asia is at war? Nuclear war? You and I know when it comes to liquid gas, everyone is always open up for business. So LNG is promising and promoting that they will sell in Europe and in Asia, which will generate revenue galore. Rafa and Rosa seems to be talking about the dogs. Again, we need to get rid of the red tape when opening up businesses. Individuals have openly stated how business owners haven't been able to open up their doors for months. And what does that lead them to? Lose money. Many people have been dissatisfied with the city of Brownsville, and they decided to move to Hidalgo County, McAllen, and open up their business there. Is this a way for us to focus on electing individuals that promote opening up businesses for those individuals that will get rid of the red tape? Again, Brownsville is the economic driver for the Rio Grande Valley. We have SpaceX that has put the city of Brownsville on the map. We have the likes of LNG and the Port of Brownsville that are providing thousands and thousands of jobs. And their reports indicate that more job growth is on the horizon. When we talk about our medical district, how DHR is going to invest millions of dollars here locally. They will be competing with our local hospitals here. Is that good for us? Is that creating more jobs? Is that creating more opportunity? How is our economic development doing so far? Well, on paper, it looks as if it is doing pretty good. How do you feel, chat? How does the community feel in regards to the future of Brownsville? According to Mayor Cowan, Brownsville is the economic driver of the Rio Grande Valley, and it seems as if the future of Brownsville is very bright. It is Thursday, May the 8th. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. We stream up our platform on Facebook and YouTube every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Same Batman time, same Batman channel. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking about District 4 candidates. We'll make the case as to why Daisy Zamora will win the runoff. We'll make a case as to why Pedro Cardenas will win the runoff in June. Tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. And once again, thank you so much to each and every one of you for your time and your presence. Hope to see you here tomorrow morning. Peace.